The big team fight, though, in the mid game from VP is very, very strong, for sure.
So I agree completely with Fogged, but it's only easy to get these small skirmishes, to get around this Darkseer and Earth Spirit, to kill off the Warlock, to find some small pickoffs. And it's on Virtus.pro to just constantly use their big cooldowns and make these giant team fights.
So EG, ultimately, they're going to be looking for cheeky little picks. Going to try to find them throughout the game. Is there a particular timing that you're looking for that team fight to come online for VP? Is there anything that the folks at home should be looking for? Is it just in the mid game, team fight, team fight, team fight?
I think it's just, for me at least, it's got to be like this DK has to have, every single DK form has to do something. Like he has to be pressing the issue, shrinking the map. Because if you don't start shrinking the map, Sven gets to go hit Ancients, Sven gets to go farm, and then I feel like you're putting yourself on a timer. This Sven and this Storm are going to out farm an Ursa DK, just like nature of hero, right?
Okay.
When you think about it.
All right, the DK has to do something. I'm about to toss it over to two people that got to do something. They got to cast the match. Let's jump into the action.
Thank you very much, Rich. Yes, EG versus VP. I'm Odie Pixel, joined by BSJ for this one. Brian, we're seeing the drafts. We're getting the finisher here from EG being the Bloodseeker. And this new hero that we're seeing some of the top teams really start to experiment with. Looking at this match here, is there a lot of good synergies here for the pick? And have VP got a strong approach against it?
I do think the weakness of Bloodseeker, I talked about it earlier, is that as an offlaner, compare him to Darkseer, compare him to Mars, right? He just offers virtually cleave.
Yeah, but hang on, that's a Mag's cleave, though.
It's all cleaves all the same.
Yeah,
I tested it with Battle Fury too.
Okay.
So it's weird because you can amp the Sven, but his cleave won't do more damage. But if you amp the opponent, if it's a debuff on the opponent, they will take more damage. So that's something we'll have to see. Obviously, a lot of heroes right now can build Veil, but Bloodseeker, that seems like a core item for the hero.
So what you're saying is that my Sven Veil build is actually viable?
If you want your cleave to do 18% more damage and that's worth 1,500 gold for you, hey man, you do your thing.
Let's see what we've got going on this
done that, or?
I've done the Magical Sven build. It's with the Superman, dude. Got Axe, Veil, Radiance, Kaya. They ain't ready for it.
I believe you, man.
Coming soon.
Your builds are truly magical.
Oh, here we go. GPK on his Storm again. It's been a bit hit and miss. It's sort of more misses recently in some of the games. Always has an incredible start on the Storm, but sometimes can fall behind. So definitely eyes on GPK to see if he can keep it up at a good pace today.
Maybe feels like he's trying to get too much done in the mid-game with this EG squad. He's almost trying to exert his dominance single-handedly on the game. That's why when I watch his Storm, I'm a bit nervous because he does, like you said, always win the lane.
Yeah.
But his mid-game decision, he just overextends one or two times, and suddenly this snowball where he's going Orchid Bloodstone, he doesn't have a BKB, and then those one or two deaths leading to more deaths, as we do see Rezo potentially dying bottom as he does escape, but this is a pretty yikes lane for Darkseer, if you ask me, of the Enchanters to purge off the Iron Shell and the Surge, and then Sven absolutely loves farming against Darkseer.
On top. Nice toss back here from Crit. Getting Solo in under the tower. A couple of hits as well as the Bloodbright onto him. Good harassment trade at bottom lane. They are able to kill off Zayats there, the two of them flying Arteezy. Able to team up and find themselves first blood in the safe lane.
Yeah, this laning stage for me is a bit concerning on the side of VP. I think bottom lane should be pretty much free farm for Arteezy. Top lane, you'd be surprised. Ursa, I don't think is that great against melee heroes, especially ones that threaten to kill him if he's like half health or less. And this is certainly a kill lane for the tiny Bloodseeker, as once the Bloodseeker gets a few points in Bloodright, that damage is scary, as he is taking a lot of damage now. Is he going to go down?
Ooh, the toss off the market.
Salve in the backpack.
Ramses will get low, but he's able to get himself away.
Fatal Bonds? No, everything else is dead.
And so the Ursa pick as a whole, I mean, coming as the final pick from VP this game, like, what are they trying to do with it? Do you like the Ursa at the moment? Seems to be a carry that's falling out of favor for the most part.
Yeah, they really needed a surge target. DK is okay, but he's not really the hero you want to be shelling and surging into fights. He usually builds a blink anyways, so Ursa is one of the few carries that absolutely loves the surge and never wants to buy a blink. The thing for Ursa for me is that I actually hate He's one of my favorite heroes personally, and I hate playing him against Storm because your ulti is super easy to use unless you're getting silenced. Like, you can always respond to stuns and try to evade the damage, but if you have like a Storm Spirit Ball Lightning out of nowhere with an Orchid, you can actually die full to zero on Ursa, and they don't have a save. Their only save really is like counter initiation, team fight from the Earth Spirit in the Warlock. So outside of team fights, I'm concerned for ILTW, but like the panel said before, if they get the team fights going for VP, this quite overwhelming compared to the cores of EG, who pretty much have none.
And as these lanes continue on the top lane, Ramses, he's able to find something out of this top. This bottom lane, I mean, you're absolutely right. It just continues to be a very tough time. Top lane, they get the toss back in. The Avalanche on RTW under the tower. Getting some good damage traded, but not enough to threaten RTW. Fly on that bottom lane. It's another kill on Zayats, and just this continued struggle from Resolution as this Darkseer. He just can't find any sort of farm down on this bottom lane.
Yeah. Well, I don't know who's worse, Oracle or Enchantress to lane against, because Oracle's annoying because he can it's a lower cooldown on the Fortune's end, but at the same time with Enchantress, you can like threaten to purge them at any given point with a creep running up to them, and then if they finally do surge, you just immediately remove it, while the Oracle's slow has like a travel time, so usually they can at least create some gap. So I feel a little bit bad for Rezo down here, but he probably asked for this hero, so he dug his own grave, I guess, as that impetus does a lot of damage.
Yeah, and it's just giving the space for Arteezy to have complete free farm on the Sven, 20 and 13 in the safe lane.
Looks like all the cores are doing well except for the Darkseer.
Rezo could be in trouble here. Fly's coming in from the side. Arteezy, it's not going to quite
enough.
Yeah, we're still on cooldown.
I like the second point in stun. I think it's a big deal for Svens to take 2 or 3 points in the stun. The damage almost doubles, and overall, it's about the same mana cost. It's just some value that if you're going to show up to any fights in the mid game, I really like to have it. I don't really like the 1-4-4 build anymore on Sven. It feels like you're just hitting creeps for at least 20 minutes, and in NA that works pretty well, but in my experience here, you're pretty much forced to fight in any EU games before that time.
C-Top trying to take some away from this side pull. Again, just tough for RTW to really trade back into Ramses. I mean, sure, you know, he's a melee hero, you've got the swipes, but Bloodseeker, this hero just has so much armor, right? You're in the lane and you're getting hit by this Ursa, you don't care.
Also, when your other lanes are struggling, Bloodseeker is even harder to lane against, right? Bottom lane's pretty much always low. I saw Ramses was sitting on about 380 move speed there, and that's just with brown boots, and that makes it much harder for Ursa to do the damage he wants.
You see mid, an attempt is going to be made onto Noone. TP's coming in to help out Crit, trying to get in a position so he can find the toss. Might not even need it straight up as GPK's got a lot of magical damage, dragging him back in. There comes the toss. Noone getting low, but the Shadow Word heal from Solo. Is it enough to save him? It is. GPK zips in, is able to finish off the kill, and VP won't be able to find anything in return there as EG and VP bringing 3 heroes into the mid. EG come out on top, killing off that DK and punishing Noone when he tried to come in for that first bit of pressure with the first Dragon form.
Yeah, Fog's analysis of the game I think was pretty accurate with the fact that DK had a lot of weight on his shoulders to get something done with every single Dragon form, and I think he can see it and we can see it, you have to assume EG knows, right? You see the 2 supports rotate mid, putting all their priority into shutting him down. That's also more easily done when your Sven is having such a good game. Bloodseeker's relatively independent. You're going to let him get his levels top, and really good prioritization of their resources there.
Bottom lane, Arteezy, he's just going to pop the God Strength, try and get straight in onto Resolution. TPs are going to be on their way over. Vacuum drags back the Centaur, so Fly won't be able to find the stun on Rezo. Will stun Zayat to stop him from being able to roll in onto Artor. Arteezy steps back, Sal's going to help him out. And actually, maybe thinking about going in onto Zayat. They've still got some good timing left with the God Strength. From Zayat, he's got no escape. EG seeing an opportunity to just run straight back at them, and Zayat was not prepared.
Yeah, they're just not afraid of the Darkseer, because that's a type of move where it almost looks like, why would EG go for it? Aren't they afraid of something happening in return? But DK has no DK form. Darkseer just ran away at 200 health, so they're like, okay, it's just this Earth Spear, we're not afraid of anything. And the Sven with half health and no mana is fully confident in committing for that kill.
Mid lane. TPK is going to have a poke at Noone, force out some reactions. TP over from Solo will come out.
Got the Veil queued up for Ramses.
Don't run off.
It is quite the standard if you have not watched Dota for the last day or so.
See mid, they're going to try and set up here with the Blood Bright. Silence comes down to the 2 of them. Zayat did try his best to kick the DK out of the Silence, but he still gets hit by the Blood Bright, Noone, and even gets positioned in a worse place there, kicked into the river by his own teammate. He'll get Fly in return, but again, it's another death on the DK as EG continue to draw attention towards this mid and just continue to slow down this early game of Noone.
Yeah, the issue I have with the DK, as I kind of mentioned, is that since he has such a weight on his shoulders, you have to hope that as we see another engagement here, hold that thought.
RTW's going to jump down. Follow there from Zayats. They do have the control onto Crit. The three of them surrounding him. Crit up to the high ground. The Remnant hitting onto RTW, but one more jump forward with the Earth Shot. Gets the kill. Tried to turn over towards GPK. GPK out of mana, but now RTW is on the high ground. His ult still on cooldown. Will be able to run himself away from Fly. Solo just running straight up to this, chasing down GPK, bringing him down low with the Shadow Word. They're linked up as well with the bombs. Can they do enough damage to Fly to kill GPK? Doesn't look like it will be enough. It will be enough to get the Ench kill, but GPK will manage to walk away. Ramsey's coming in, Rupture at the ready. Focuses down the easier kill, looking towards Solo. I say that though, he's a little scared of finishing it off as Solo goes for the TP out and will be able to make it away before any stun comes in from Crit. Not quite able to make it there in time.
Yeah, because of the other lanes didn't go so well, since there's such a weight on DK's shoulders, EG can literally just make their entire game plan, let's shut down the DK, and in response, the rest of VP also has to help the DK because they know how important the DK is. So in the meantime, we have this whole engagement going on mid. Ursa's forced to participate, not farming, while the Sven is just hitting creeps and getting levels. So even though he is managing to stay on par on the Ursa, he's pretty much the only beneficiary of these engagements, and Arteezy's queuing up the Midas, pretty standard Sven stuff.
Are you a fan of this on RTW? He's also queuing up the Midas on Ursa.
I think this is an interesting game where he needs to fight, but he also needs to scale, and he can fight just fine with the tools that his teammates offer him. So he thinks, okay, I know I need to fight, but I'm not going to have any time to farm. But if I just fight and don't farm, as we see, ILTW is very much fighting, but this is just time spent not farming, right? And that's why, where he has this job in the game, and if he thought he needed drums, if he thought he needed, you know, a sustain item to participate, then he would buy those things. I actually think it's a pretty good choice from him. Is it going to work out? Already being down 2,000 gold at 10 minutes? Not sure.
Obviously Arteezy as well, also having the Iron Talon this game, so that early bit of potential to buff up the farming speed of him through the jungle.
So nice on really any jungling hero, anti-mage, Sven. You just get to that first item so much faster, and with these heroes, every item they buy exponentially increases their farm rate. This is one of my only issues with neutral items. I think Iron Talon specifically on a few carries is just way too powerful. Not sure if there's a way to really address it though.
See VP, I'm going to try and hit with a smoke. Solo's hit the 6, so they have the chaotic offering ready to drop. Focus around the mid lane. Who's going to get on top of it? There's actually going to be the move already from EG. They're trying to go in onto Noone, but here's the chaotic offering down for 2 of them. GPK low on the mana. Vacuum drags in both Crit and GPK. They kill off one. Turns towards GPK, but Ramsey's able to offer up the Rupture to stop Zayats from diving for more. Keeps GPK safe, but VP, they've got the kill, and now with the Golem trying to put some pressure onto this tier 1 tower. With the Elder Dragon form up as well, they should be able to finish this one here. So VP still able to get a good timing on this first tier 1 tower mid.
Yeah, not too bad. This is exactly what they need to be doing. EG fully aware that they can't handle the team fight of VP, so you saw Enchantress just pushing bottom, Arteezy farming in the jungle in the meantime. Both teams very aware of the play style that their lineup suits here. Some stacks for Sven we see there. Iron Talon for Ursa, evening the playing field a bit there, but it can make quite a big difference because Ursa doesn't hit creeps usually around 7-8 minutes. So with heroes like Sven and Anti-Mage specifically, it's so much more potent because you get it at hitting jungle creeps 7-8 minutes in the game. He's already got 3 minutes of value on his Iron Talon, while Ursa's just now going to start getting his.
Yeah, helped him get the 11-minute Midas this game, Arteezy. He's got that one out and running.
He's going to probably stack the... Oh, he already farmed the Ancients. So he's going to have a fresh set of camps spawning in about 10 seconds. Should be able to clear those with that same ultimate.
See LTW trying to jump over towards Fly. Zayats with the control. Fly is trying to run. Is he going to get any help? It's coming over from Ramses. Ramses will turn with the Rupture onto ILTW. Zip forward for GPK and the Enrage. It's already being used, so ILTW is vulnerable. Stun comes out from Crit. GP as RTW, he's going to pay with his life there for that attempt on trying to go in onto Fly. Ends up losing his own life as the Ursa, and I feel like every death on this Ursa in this early game is just so painful for VP.
Last time I checked, I think that was about 9.5 minutes into the game, the Ursa was 150 gold behind Sven. He is now 1,600 gold behind Sven. At that point in the game, it was a 2K net worth lead for EG. Now it's 4K. That is completely attributed to the gap that has been created between the two carries, and I think it only gets worse. That's the problem. Ursa on an even playing field, if he has like a luxury to go for a Battle Fury, for instance, then sure, he can go toe-to-toe with Sven. But if Sven gets, you know, 1 or 2 items ahead of him, suddenly you don't threaten Sven and he can maybe kill you in just 1 stun. Going for that Echo Saber on the Sven. Storm should be completing that Orchid shortly.
Yeah, just a recipe away here, GPK.
That's a big one because pretty much every core will die alone on the side of VP. Maybe not DK, but if maybe, I think with the Tiny, all of them die. So they're going to be forced to group up even more than they already have. And if EG can keep delaying the pushes, they're just going to keep eking out that farming advantage. But if VP manages to force an engagement, which it looks like they are trying.
I mean, it's, you know, it's a lot of heroes just running at Fly.
He's dancing. Gotta respect his taunt on the way out. Gonna take them probably 10 more seconds or so. Oh, he actually has no points in heal, but still pretty tanky.
I mean, at this stage, do EG really care too much about losing the Enchantress up there?
It's the way I look at it is, a lot of people say, why aren't they messing with the Sven? Stop, you know, stop him from farming. But there's other heroes in the way. You know, Enchantress is playing more aggressively on the map. The Tiny is nuking mid-wave so that the dangerous parts of the map are being taken and they have to gank those people first. So it's not something that EG's upset about, but VP doesn't really have a better option, and this is what they have to do. So they're going to take that kill and hopefully turn it in to a more crucial, important kill, as they might find the Sven, but they're more likely to find Crit on the Tiny.
We got to jump in. Finds initiation, Crit will fall, so VP getting these support kills still. Again, EG's positioning, but whilst they lose support, the rest of the 4 of them on the other half of the map.
They have to do this. Their only choice, but in the meanwhile, Storm has this Orchid, so ILTW has to be very careful while his team's making these moves as 4 that he does not get picked off ever. I don't think he can afford to die by himself a single time more this game, I should say.
There's the full echo done for RTZ, so his presence in the fights is certainly going to be felt. Actually up here, having up the high ground, no one was just walking blindly up, and he has got Zayats coming in to help him out. Is it enough to save him? It isn't. Crit comes in from the back lines with the Avalanche, holds him in the blood right. They'll drop the column here to try and turn this one around as RTW commits with the Enrage. GPK zipping out with the last bit of mana as RTW, he's having to stand his ground. He's been rushed. The blood right coming out as he's forced to the side. Avalanche there from Crit, the Orchid upon him. ILTW's dead, and now Solo, he's going to go down as well. RTZ charges back across with a stun. There's 4 heroes dead, and I mean, that was just incredibly awkward there. No one stepping up to the high ground. He dies. The rest of VP, they decide to follow suit, committing with the Golem, and it just felt like a lost fight from the start of it.
This is why I personally believe Darkseer isn't a first-round pick anymore, is the Surge isn't overwhelmingly fast enough. The enemy team can react to a carry being surged in, right? That Ursa was overpowered, Ion Shelled, and Surged, ready to clean up the half HP heroes that are all Fatal Bonded, and Fly just enchants him, right? Purges everything. You purge Overpower, you purge the Surge, you purge the Ion Shell, and suddenly you're just like, wait, what were they thinking there? What were they trying to accomplish? But their entire game plan is countered by a 20-second cooldown spell on a 5-position support. I just don't see how things are going to change in their favor, but if the Enchantress goes down at the start of the fight, surprisingly, might be pretty crucial as we see another potentially solo death from Zayach. Ramses gets the last hit, but that's just all the Storm Orchid here, right? Their only threat on Storm is the DK, and I would say it needs to be DK plus like an Earth Spirit or Ursa follow-up to be enough, and that's like so hard to get that combination with the way the map is right now. They just have no wiggle room to move on the side of VP.
See mid. I mean, Fly starting to poke them. They're bringing him back up here, VP, around the mid lane to see if they can capitalize on no one getting a jump. EG themselves also having 4 around.
Yeah, they're just creating pressure on EG such that Sven can farm safely. They know that VP has to react to this pressure on the mid lane, thus making it safer for Sven to hit creeps as to his heart's content, really.
Going to Fly, and should be, I mean, again, stepping away like that, they get him. They can Fly.
I'd be surprised if EG actually fight here.
They're going to try and go for Crit. Crit's able to get his way out of this. Blood right down. The rupture out onto Noah.
Oh, he tries to toss the DK for the rupture damage, but
Crit popping the stick charges. He's still living for now, making them chase further and further. They will find him with the breathe fire. So again, VP, they find the two supports. Roshan is up. I mean, 2 heroes down, not for too long, but maybe enough for them to feel they can go for this with the, so they're going to step into the pit.
Agi, Van Brace, come on.
Oh, no one. He's actually found another catch. This time it's a bigger one. He's got himself on top of Ramsey. He's caught on the high ground. Ramsey's he's tracked. He's surrounded.
Okay.
Now that's a good amount of clearance for VP to take this Roshan. And EG, we'll see if GPK heads over to look for a steal play. But this Roche is... It's the little things. But they're doing this. This Roche should be VP's. EG not looking to contest this.
Yeah, this is exactly what VP has to do. EG was basically trying to stall them by creating pressure mid, and the goal for EG there is to do exactly that without the deaths, right? That just means they overextended a little bit too hard. VP did a good job of punishing it. The game plan remains the same for both teams, but this is a huge step in the right direction for VP because the issue was Ursa playing alone was a risk, but with the Aegis, not nearly the case anymore. So he can go for maybe the Basher instead of the BKB, which will give them an opportunity to get kills they previously couldn't get, and suddenly 1 or 2 kills on the Sven maybe. We can see a drastic turn, but they are going to have to kill him sometime in the near future, otherwise this might get too far out of hand.
Yeah, Arteezy still staying a solid 3,000 gold ahead of anyone in the game at the moment. This is the Sven with the Midas, 500 away from having the full BKB on the Echo Saber. So still hitting good timings, but BP now having that window of opportunity to get something done with the Aegis. And continuing to do a good job of holding onto this mid tower. We're still yet to see EG try and pressure that.
I've learned the way to overcome inferior team fight is to just have way more items than the opponent. That's what you learn if you watch Arteezy stream, because it's pretty much his approach every single game, as we see VP looking to make something happen before that happens.
Let's see what they can get here in terms of catch. No one going in on the front of the smoke, looking for a target. RTW is going to jump over towards Fly. No one, he's looked on the backlines. He's trying to find GPK. The vacuum wall comes down. There's 2 of them counting off as well. Coming out onto crit. GPK trying to drag it. The Dragon. The Blood Bright's out. VP, they're able to step to the side of it. The Blood Bright will miss. As crit goes down, ILTW surge forward. He's held back by the Yules, giving space for Ramsey's Fly and Arteezy to retreat. Don't get away. Arteezy. Look at him poking back in on this. The stun into the Blood Bright will catch RTW, but again, a surge from Rezo takes RTW just far enough away back to safety.
And this is all because the majority of EG's net worth was on a Sven, who is 100 gold off of a BKB prior to that fight. So even though they're up by 5,000 gold, EG has, the heroes have innately inferior team fight. VP's really trying to hit this window.
This is a hard catch here, GPK.
Did they have the Basher on Ursa, or why are they?
Yeah, they don't have a single stun here, do they?
What was the...
They just want to scare him off, get him out of the area.
Yeah, that's sending a message, I would believe, there.
I'll take that.
As he is off and away. Still this 5k advantage for EG. Now it's going to be their turn to try and make the moves. They know that the Golem's down, El's Dragon Form also unavailable, so a good window to try and hit VP whilst their team fights offline.
That is a funny game. I see Ursa on a Strength Embrace, and I see Sven on an Agility one. That's,
I mean, the Sven on the Agi one, I can always get behind.
I'm just saying, like, you know, it's kind of weird, right?
I know, yeah, I know what you mean in terms of the stats that they fall behind.
It makes sense when you think about it.
For the most part, that's the way to go on these cleave heroes.
Yeah,
you clear the camps quicker.
Yeah, because you're not worried about how much damage per hit you're doing. You're worried about the
how many
quantity over quality here.
It's how many times you have to explain the maths to people that don't understand. But the math definitely checks out.
The math checks out because you're not killing the creep for exactly 1,000 damage, right? Say the creep has 1,000 health. You do 1,050 damage.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't care that you missed 10 damage per hit.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
You know, we're both on the same.
If you imagine a creep that's 20 HP and you have 10 damage with Agi, you need 2 hits.
Yeah,
you have 11 damage with strength. It takes 2 hits. Which one are you doing the attacks quicker in? The Agi one.
That's true.
Simple maths.
That is simple math. I would have probably
Yeah.
used like the 1 and 2 damage or something, you know? I think your numbers may have been a bit too high for everyone to follow.
Well, I respect you trying your best. No, it's just they understood.
Yeah.
They learned something today.
I hope so.
There we go. Noone, he's going to find the jump. Oh, it's a big jump. It's not easy. They found him. He's got the BKB though. He's going to pop it. He's now going to try and turn. He's going to go straight over towards Science. Science pulling load of the gold straight, but he's able to roll away. Science is going to live it on. RTW's in onto RT.
Wow.
He's dead. They've got the Sven, and now RTW is charging over for more. He's over on towards Ramses. Ramses is bashed. The Bloodseeker's dead as well.
This is the story of EG's game.
Oh, VP with 2 massive hits there.
Radiant structures
Taking out
are
Arteezy at the start of the fight. The Sven's dead.
Because he got that Aegis on Ursa, he gets the Basher
Radiant's middle
instead of the
tower is under
BKB,
attack.
and he's just better at fighting with barely any items as Sven this game. Look at the supporting cast that he has compared to the Ursa. Ursa's entire kit, or excuse me, compared to the Sven. Sven's entire team
Radiant's
is all
middle
about
tower
like
has fallen.
debuffing and countering VP's heroes. None of them actually enable the Sven other than maybe the Bloodseeker's Blood Rage, but that's really doesn't change anything about what problem Sven has, which is being vulnerable to Ursa killing him and getting kited. He's trying to hit people, but Earth Spirit goes in, then he just rolls away. You know, they have a bunch of slows that they just lay on the ground and nothing to enable the Sven, so VP doing a great job. We talked about the teamfight weakness of EG's draft, and this is exactly why I believe Secret kind of made Bloodseeker look broken, because they were so far ahead that the enemy team couldn't take team fights anyways. And I think this is where the weaknesses of Bloodseeker kind of manifest themselves.
VP with, I mean, that move there, very nice. I mean, Noone, you're given the opportunity to find these initiations. He's going to get them and in. Straight again. Blink stun in on the mid lane, on towards Ramses. Ramses needs help and he needs advantage. He's able to use himself up. Buy a little time of safety, but straight back over side. Similar roll. Ramses is gone. GPK's got to zip out of there. He's getting low on the mana. Has to continue to break himself away. Goes for the TP out. Zayas is on the hunt. Won't find him. GPK's able to TP out in time. The VP there, they're punching hard now, and EG's starting to get seriously shaken up.
This is the power of Darkseer, man. The hero's just so strong. Like, how do you go on anybody? First off, they can get searched to get saved, or he's just a Greaves carrier. Greaves this early on are super powerful.
Yeah.
That Warlock would have gone down otherwise. I keep comparing the two offlaners, but you just see this Bloodseeker with the Yules and a Veil, and you compare that to the Greaves of the Darkseer. It's the team fight presence is just not even remotely close. And they have to go on Warlock, right? Because if they go on anyone else, they get Golem.
Oh, hello. Arteezy, he's back, he's falling low, Golem's down, it's on the 3 of them. Arteezy's got to run, he's BKB and running around, now he's going to try and turn, goes in, onto the edge, they've got the silence down onto RTW getting where the blood right will burst him. Ramses gets the double kill, but Arteezy's down, no one resolution, and Solo's still strong to fight. GPK's out of mana, he's got to get out to the side, they'll look towards Fly will step out, Ramses trying to get back in, cripple the combo, catches Rezo inside of the blood right, Rezo's down, it's a triple kill for Ramses as he heads charging straight towards his old captain of Solo, looking to the Warlock. Solo's trying to run, but Ramses, he's on the hunt. As Solo cannot escape this man. The setup's there with the Yule Scepter. He's even going to let the kill go over to GPK as GPK comes in for the final touch onto him. This time round, EG, they lose Arteezy again at the start of the fight, but they have a solid turnaround. Ramsey's able to get a huge amount done there with VP just fighting in such a grouped up area. They're deep in EG's jungle.
Yeah, suddenly this Bloodseeker is going to be close to getting Greaves of his own. So that advantage that VP's holding, like I said, that window is going to close fast. They were really blowing through the door in the mid game there, being down by, I believe, 6K a few minutes ago. Then they brought it all the way back to 2K. Now it's in the 3-4K range.
It's up and down a bit. I mean, this is kind of what you want to see, a good bit of back and forth now between the squads, 15 to 15.
Yeah, nobody is just falling over and letting the other team have it for sure. This is the type of game we haven't really seen too much the last day or two.
No, last few days we've had a lot of just straight up stomps. This is not one of them.
I really didn't think it was patch related. I feel like people are trying new things, and when you try something, it's usually pretty volatile. It either works out incredibly well, like Secret did, or it flops miserably, like OG did. Yep.
Oh, but nice neutral pickup for RTW. Grabs the Paladin Orb of Destruction. That's a beautiful one for either Ramses or Arteezy if he wants to carry that. The Bloodstone should be pretty much done on GPK.
I believe it is done.
Yep.
He just got the Kaya and he had the soul booster already, so it just has to be delivered to him. Yep, there it is.
Let's see if he starts to get the charges. I mean, so far, GPK, I don't believe he's died this game, right? So, yeah, 3-0-8. He's had a very good play so far. Mid lane, he's ready to start picking up those charges. Get one straight up from Zayat. Zipping over to see if he can find Solo, but Solo's already backed by the rest of his teammates. EG, they've got the space there with that kill to start hanging on to the tier 1 mid. The team fight from VP nearly fully back up, just waiting on the chaotic offering from Solo to come back online. Should be there momentarily. Can they push EG away without it? Fade up one's out, and won't be able to stop the tower from going down, so EG got what they came for.
RTZ disassembled the Echo Saber into Orchid and then turning that Ogre Club into a Halberd. So they have 2 silences coming out, which is really important. I think that the Storm isn't the only one that can catch the backliners. I like that recognition by RTZ because he is going to be the one that he can't really go on the same target as the Storm. So he needs to be able to make sure that target also can't defend him.
GPK, he's going to try and start things off straight away onto Solo. Looks to eliminate the Warlock, goes off to the side, but Solo will fall. And it's pretty big, you know, getting these little kills like the Warlock. He's the man ready to drop the Golem, and he's gone for 40 seconds.
Will they see the Roche? That's the question, because it's not 100% up, but it is up right now.
Yeah, checking it with the Courier. EG's going to catch a glimpse of it.
Do they think the 25-second window is long enough? If, at the very least, they know it's up, they do have control, and they have the double damage.
Okay. And they've got the God Strength as well if they want to pop it to do it that little bit quicker if RTZ gets over.
Plus Blood Rage, 140 attack speed.
Yeah, they're doing it quick. They're doing this one quick. This should be Aegis and Cheese for EG as VP not quite prepared to contest this. They didn't have any vision themselves down in. Nothing on this side of the map from VP. So no vision upon this. EG's able to get in. And it's all there. It's Aegis and Cheese to be picked up. Aegis for GPK. And I imagine Cheese going the way of RTZ. As VP they smoked up, it's just a little too late. Not really much they could do now with this move.
Yeah, suddenly the ball's on the other team's court here where Ursa earlier could go for the Basher instead of the BKB. Usually around this stage in the game, the Storm would have to go for a BKB, but he's queued up the Ags instead, and that's just the power of the Aegis going over to the other side. It lets you go for these more luxurious items, delaying the BKB such that you can have the 10 seconds even longer. Jenkins was talking to me about this, that if you Veil Blood Rage plus your level 15 talent, you one-shot melee creeps, which I saw there that the melee creeps lived with about 1 or 2 HP, so it looks like around the 29-minute mark that stops working. But, you know, don't quote me on that one, guys. Feel free to do your own homework. That just shows how much spell amp comes from Blood Rage.
Yeah, it's
Veil,
an insane
right?
amount, right? If you're even just getting that close for a section of the game. Crit playing the ward here, and this is a pretty good ward hit. See them all?
He's like,
hold up, he's been spotted. Oh!
I think for a second he thought that was RTZ, but then he realized quickly it was Crit up there.
Crowd on time there with the quick reactions.
Spider Legs is one of the best neutral items for Tiny, because Tiny loves playing these, like, taking these awkward paths, the indirect angles at the fight, being able to play high grounds like that. It's just something you can't do with only a Blink, right? And if you have a 4-stab, you can't really afford to spam that 100 mana cooldown, or 100 mana cost active, just to check cliffs and everything. So Spider Legs super strong here. I remember I play against Schofield, man. He is the most annoying Tiny player to play with Spider Legs. That guy is super obnoxious. So Crit, I'm sure he will be equally as obnoxious as he queues up a Solar Crest for himself and then a Vlad. So instead of having the heroes that naturally amp the Sven, they've decided to itemize for, which I like a lot.
Here we go. See what they can get with this smoke. ILTW, he's the target. Pops the enrage immediately. EG, they're going to continue to commit. Dragging back with the Vortex. RTZ popping the God Strength with the VKB's out from ILTW. Holds his ground, goes straight for the TP after being ruptured. Doesn't want to try and take this fight now. And they're cool resetting. That was the God Strength used, so they can just get ILTW back on the map. And maybe look to try and bounce whilst the RTZ Sven isn't at maximum power.
Yeah, VP might look to see that window where the BKB for the Ursa's back, but the God Strength is not. He does still have Cheese, though. But the thing is, Sven honestly isn't really a threat without that God Strength. The new builds nowadays, you don't really build any damage. You just rely purely on the amped % damage that you get from the ult in combination with all the stats that you do build. He elected to go for the S&Y rather than the Halberd because I guess he just didn't think he was a good enough deterrent for the Ursa. More about enabling his game, thinking that that's the best way to do it rather than disabling the Ursa. Who is surged up. BKB back off cooldown in 10 seconds-ish. Is he gonna get the Midas as well? Save that creep. What are you doing? No, it was right there. Okay, small creep, that's fine.
He's still not using that Midas. Oh. Whoa.
We all saw it, man. We all saw
We were
it.
all waiting.
I like the Force Staff by Resolution because against the Sven, especially if the Ags eventually comes out, you can't dodge it with anything, right, other than Blink Dagger, so he's going to make it so you can relocate yourself in the middle of the fight. LTW?
So yeah, EG try and fire. Still 20 seconds with no ult on the Sven. No one's found the jump onto crit on the back lines. What gets done is GPK. He's gone straight in. He's just gone straight in.
This is such a GPK move based on what I've seen about Storm. It looks like he's trying to force the engagement, though.
Okay, he's going to have that second life, but the BKBs are out. GPK, he's just dead a second time.
Don't say I told you so, Owen.
No, he's coming in with a buyback. They're coming in with a buyback. There's RTZ, pots the BKB. ILTW. Oh, GPK!
Oh my God.
Oh, coming in from a mile off. Redeemed.
Okay.
Absolutely redeemed himself there. That was the plan.
That was calculated.
You know, it sort of lulled VP into the belief that, oh, this is the GPK Storm that we've seen being played before, and then bam, buyback, zipping in big time, triple kill for the Storm, all going to plan for GPK.
Yeah, they got me with it too.
Yeah. I think they got the view. I can guarantee the whole chat was probably filled with GP Kex.
Yeah, that was an immediate turn from Kex to Pog.
Yeah,
sure.
to G-Pod K.
Yeah. I will say that Darkseer had absolutely full health, and GPK has an enchanted quiver. He ball lightninged on top of Darkseer, hit him one time, and Rezo died. That was
how much it was.
That was a lot of damage. Yeah. That was a ball lightning purely from base, and that is some scary burst. But I do believe he should double back for a BKB. At least that may be in his best interest. But based on what I've seen from GPK, he is a big non-BKBer, which he indeed goes for the Lincolns. I guess considering the main threat to be the DK stun.
It is, right. It's the longest stun.
They have Burst Spirit and Basher, though. So they have other ways, but that is the most reliable setup that VP has. But he has a Halberd on DK, actually.
Oh, that's easy.
No ult.
He's out.
BKB.
See ya.
Ursa's not here yet. Golem was on cooldown. No way to cancel that BKB ult. Or BKB TP, excuse me. Abyssal Blade almost done. ILTW is going to have it. So the Lincoln's also nice against that. Maybe that was even more so what he had in mind on the Storm Spirit.
Obviously VP, we trying to have a crit. Are they going to be able to do anything to save him? He's trying to get out with the invis, but the dust is on him. Crit will slowly but surely go down. Zay's trying to see if he can catch anything further on the way back to base, but Fly's already out of there.
Yeah, suddenly, even though they got that favorable engagement that puts them up by an extra 4,000 or 5,000 gold for EG, this Storm has to be very careful, because if he dies, VP pretty much reigns control of the map for the next 2 minutes at least.
Yeah, and if they have the Outer Dragon form online, they can take the base of the EG pretty quickly with their push.
Smoke Ward, they have the sentry on the ground, he sees it play, so he immediately, or no, he has a gem, excuse me. Immediately freaks out and backs off. Sven almost level 25.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Ursa also hits his level 20. Kind of expected though. Sven when Midas got it earlier than the Ursa did. Also just naturally hits more creeps than the Ursa does.
Yeah, and he's been playing split from the scene in that first sort of 20 minutes. RTZ, whereas our LTW as the Ursa's just been having to move around with the whole squad.
Are scanning.
Like the Dual Scepters this game, really important against Sven as well as the Ursa. It's not really a defensive item against Sven, it's more like you Yules the Sven because, like we talked about, you can't Yules dodge the Sven stun when he has that talent. Double damage bottled up.
All right.
I mean, Lotus Orb's a big one too from Resolution. That's a big timing because it's good against Rupture, it's good against Stormhammer, it's good against Storm Spirit. Other than the Tiny, everything they have is countered by Lotus Orb.
Yeah, they're going to have to be very careful in this next fight, EG, GPK and RTZ. If RTW gets on top of them with the DD, he's going to be able to kill him off.
He's going
GPK in particular.
On RTZ. The thing is, both carries want to go Satanic because they're dealing with Halberds, but I think, and Yule Scepters and such, I think it's better for Ursa here, because if both Sven and Ursa are Satanic, I think I would favor the Ursa. in that like man battle to the death.
Radiant's bottom tower has
But he is going to get it a bit later, obviously. Farm slower, as well as Sven already working on his earlier. Blood Rage on Storm. Haven't really seen that come into play with the Spell Amp. At least, maybe he got Spell Amp when he Ball Lightning, but I didn't see it earlier. Are they going to get the Tiny Toss? No one's got to be careful.
And they're trying to start something. It's the zipping, but no one pots the BKB. Tries to turn with the stun, but GPK zips straight back out. No one goes for the TP out. They've got nothing to cancel it. He's away. But now the rest of VP, they've been left behind. Crit chasing down GPK in on top of Resolution. ILTW's going to turn, look towards Crit, but with the rest of his BKB in range, ILTW, he's getting out of there. He knows that this is a fight loss for VP as EG, they're in with the cleanup. 2 kills for them.
You can tell they haven't played against Bloodseeker in like a year, because you can't just walk high ground against that hero. I think no one realized. He's like, okay, I'm sitting at 2/3 health. What if I just get tossed? Like, what if I just get thrown into the base? I have to BKB. Okay, now that I BKB, what now? I guess I have to leave. And suddenly VP is caught with their pants down, and EG's trying to take absolute control of this map before the next Roche spawn.
See what they can get. Big zip from GPK. He's managed to find the target. He's straight it on onto ILTW. They got follow-up to save him. Get it burst slow. They've got it. GPK with the catch. As ILTW out for 75. Buybacks coming out for the 2 of them. They'll drop the counting offering. They want to punish GPK whilst the mana slow. But GPK, he's got enough mana zip with the high-ground diets. We'll find him with the rolling forward. He's got the silence as well. Jump ball for no one. They managed to lock him down as they break through the link and stun him in position. GPK now out of the game for 2 minutes. It cost them the 2 buyback tier VP.
Detection?
And they found Fly just in time. Cancelling the TP. They'll take him out in slow motion. And top Zayat, he's on top of Ramses as well. Ramses, has he got enough control? Zayat, another Yule's onto him. They did end up finishing off Fly. A roll forward from Zayat. The Shadow Word will kill off Ramses. As it's a big window, there's no Storm Spirit for 90 seconds, as his buyback still on cooldown for 2 minutes after that big play earlier.
Get back to the GP Keck.
More mid. I'm trying to tackle the dragon here, Arteezy, but he's not beating this dragon on his own. Arcane Rune fan as well, and there's the man in question, Zayat. Big plays there, catching GPK. And what are we seeing on the Roche timer? 10 seconds away from finding out how long the respawn's going to be. We'll see if it's going to be the shorter one for VP.
I think that's the 10 seconds till it spawns.
Is it to the... Oh, you're right. It is up. It's up.
They barely missed it. Yeah. Courier. Okay. Crit scouting it out.
Okay,
that's a crit courier.
EG no. Will VP check it out themselves?
Solo? It's right there, man. You have 40 seconds, man. They're too predicated on the money. I understand that. I understand the distraction, the bling bling, but Ursa's probably going to leap himself in there.
They're going to be able to get this.
He failed the leap. It's going to take him an extra little 5 seconds to walk around. If they barely don't kill this.
And this is the third Roche, right?
Yes.
So what have we got on
a refresher. Both are very good. They got the axe. Will they give it to Ursa, DK?
And you're probably giving it to DK?
I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Ursa's nice, but you still can't ult out of silences and hexes, which is the main way they're going to bring him down anyway, so the Ags on Ursa wouldn't be that great. It's pretty much cooldown reduction. Compare that to the Black Dragon of no one, and that's an easy decision, I would say.
All right, VP able to come in with a big push now. Aghanims on this Dragon Knight. Elder Dragon form ready to go. No one level 25 with his BKB, AC Halberd, and then the extra buffs from the Black Dragon form. He's going to be very hard for EG to kill.
He's also got the 4.5 second stun for Dragon Tail, which is plenty enough to kill anyone, I believe, on the side of EG. Even with that status resistance, still going to last 2.5 seconds on the Sven. He's got level 25, the Storm Spirit or the Storm Hammer, cooldown, and Dispel, as well as the damage from that ult. It's such a game of pins and needles. Both teams can just immediately shred somebody if they catch them out. But both teams also have the items to save their teammates, as Arteezy's using an illusionist cape to push the mid lane. It's annoying, but I'm sure they notice it's not cleaving. So, do you think they think it's real?
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I was waiting for the golem. Just slam down a chaotic offering.
I love it. No when you see that, where like you've been hitting this illusion, you're like, I'm just trying to clear this for a wave, and your support comes in and just fingers it.
Yeah.
Like, excuse me. Has VP smoked up. Oh, he has the ninja gear on Dragon Knight. That's a big deal.
That's nice.
Movement speed as well as the catching people out.
Exactly. Yeah, his jumps on GPK have been what? what sets it off most of the time. The level up. Very nice time here for ILTW. But
Yeah.
he doesn't want it. Just
I think
kidding.
he needs the Paladin Sword.
You think
He
the
doesn't have
life
any
skill's
life
bigger?
steal. Yeah, he did. Once he
Is
gets
it when they've got
Satanic,
Vlads on solo? Is that not enough?
you can't really rely on that, I think. The thing is, you have to be absolutely full health at all times. Even if you're just farming creeps, you don't want to be taking 200 damage and going into the fight, just because every little bit counts against heroes like Storm, Tiny, Bloodseeker.
Okay. Actually, people, I imagine, is the DK not taking the leveler?
At that point,
you want to hold it for the high ground
I would
push.
say someone should have it in the backpack. I'm surprised more
the
players
buildings.
don't do that. Yeah, exactly. You win the fight, the Ninja Gear's already served its purpose. Why do you have it anymore? It's basically 20 attacks.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Smoke gank a tower, you know?
You could.
Well, yeah, you could.
Yeah, it does reveal you itself, though, so. Enchanted Quiver on fly. Passed it off from the Storm.
And then you got
Does go for the
GPK.
BKB.
He's got it. He's got his BKB now.
The thing is, they still have Blink Halberd stun from DK, so he has to be quick on his fingers to react to that.
Dire's top
And if they can
tower
break through
is
that
under
Lincoln's,
attack.
they have the Abyssal.
Dire's top tower.
So here we go. Oh, hello. This bear getting tossed in deep, but he's instantly able to run himself out of there. In the enrage, they're going to try and go in onto no one. The chaotic offering dropped down to keep us in the vacuum. Oh, it's out onto the floor. The YTW's in onto Fly. He's going to fall on the front lines as he goes down. Ramses as well, also going to die. As Ramses has gone for 80. Deep inside of the base, they will manage to kill off Zayats in return. A buyback comes out from Fly, but a big wall combo there from Rezo shakes the fight up, gets them the kill on a core, and also gets that buyback out of Fly.
Wow. That damage from Bloodseeker Rupture plus Toss is just so scary for them to ever go high ground,
Radiant's
but at the end of the day,
bottom
they end up
barracks are under attack.
getting a tier 3. Not bad at all. And EG looks like they want more.
They want to try and catch them off guard whilst their own Bloodseeker's dead as VP. They don't expect this. The jump in onto no one.
Cheese and backpack. Satanic.
He's trying to heal. Not enough heals from the Satanic alone, as that's no one out for 100 seconds. You can see they're short on the buyback by 2,500 because of that recent big purchase and something that EG might be able to read with the items that this DK has. They may just realize that he hasn't saved for buyback.
Since they don't have Golem or Wall, I also think they're not afraid of being punished if the DK does buy back. They can
Dire's
just
middle
walk
tower
away.
is under attack.
So I think EG is 100% going to look to get as much as they can.
Are fortified.
And what can VP do to stop this? As you say that the team fire ults are down. They don't have the tools to throw anything at Arteezy. 30 seconds as well, and Arteezy's going to have God Strength for BKB ready to go again.
And he has the Minotaur Horn too, so an extra, I believe, 1.75 seconds of magic immunity there. More so, I consider Minotaur Horn like a Dispel. You know, he gets silenced or hit by, or it's 2 seconds now, I guess they buffed it. You get silenced by Earth Spirit, he gets Fatal Bonds. It's just a way to remove it without having to pop his BKB.
Yeah, and they know now there's no buyback on this DK. They're pushing on. Wall's going to get dropped down. Again, there's nothing ready to follow that up.
Free Sven for Enchantress there, just enchants this.
ILTW, he's trying to poke at this. He has been Lotus, still trying to play around with the ball. The Aegis does come to an end. They'll zip in. RTW pops the enrage. Arteezy trying to stay in on the targets. Goes in with a stun. Straight in on a resolution. The silence as well. Silence rolls forward. Arteezy able to turn with the bash. The Earth Spirit's been caught. Solo's found as well as Crit gets him with the avalanche.
God, Sven is such a different hero with Ags, man. You ain't kiting shit anymore.
5 seconds until no one's back up. But the time has been there for EG to claim a second set of racks away from VP now at 14k. That's all. With the TP, he managed to turn Arteezy. They managed to drag the two of them in. The counting offense back online. He drops down to the two of them. GPK is dead. Arteezy, he's stunned. He's going to die as well. They couldn't get out of the base in time. Fly tries to TP out, but Resolution kills him off with the final bit of magical damage. They couldn't get out. And now, I mean, sure, they got the 2 racks, but VP, they're up in full force. They're going to start coming straight down the mid lane. There is buybacks available on RTZ and GPK, but VP, if they push this, they're going to be very able to get these buybacks out of EG.
Yeah, you do have to be very careful, though. This is quite different when we reverse the situation here. I talked about EG going high ground, and if the enemy team buys back, they can kind of just walk away. I don't think that's the case for VP. So even if they force the buybacks, that might not be good enough. They might just feed because they don't have their ults, and they have the chase potential from Storm, Bloodseeker, Tiny, which we'll see if EG either prefers their buybacks or prefers their base.
So how careful are you being here if you're VP? You see one buyback, you're instantly out. What are you doing?
Yeah, you are 100% saying, okay, guys, don't go too deep. We are just hitting buildings. If we go too deep and they buy back, we will just feed.
Go for a second set?
Yeah, looks like they're confident. they're pushing the issue.
There's the buybacks. Both coming out. RTW's going to be tossed in deep. He's able to jump back to take it there with the Abyssal Blade. Gets it on the quick. Crit's gone. RTW goes forward, but he's been disarmed. The BKB pops. He focuses himself on RTW. The cheese is blocked. RTW turns. He's getting the bashes. RTW's going to run. He'll fall back for this. Drop back by the back. RTW's dead. He's out of the game for 2 minutes. Ramsey's as well in trouble as ILTW beats him down. He's gone. GPK, it's over. It is over. VP will take this game 1.
Wow. Team fight reigns supreme, man. I'm gonna stop betting